if you're making plans for your next trip, make sure you watch this video till the end.
Yeah, today we're going to share 10 tips on how to save money when you're traveling either internationally or in your home country.
The first tip is the Directo extension.
Yeah, it's something you add to your browser so you can save money when you're booking hotels online.
Yeah. And this is how you do it.
You go to Google, you type in extensions, and it should take you to the Google, or I should say the Chrome Web Store. And then you go in there to the search bar and you type in Directo.
It's the one with the yellow D. And then you download the extension to your computer. Now, in our case, we already downloaded it, so it comes up as removed from Chrome. But you download it, and what happens is this. Let's say you go to booking.com.
Let's say you're looking for Rome, spend some time in Rome.
And you do a search, and as you go, you'll see, these are the regular listings, you'll see when they found something that is going to be cheaper, it's going to have the D for Directo in the listing. So when you find the D for Direct in the listing, you click on it, and it will take you to the site of the actual hotel. In some cases, okay? And then if you check the prices, you see this is $568 for the same amount of dates, comparing to Booking that was $602. So now, it might not always have the lowest, or a lower price than Booking, but you have to,
compare and look around and see what you can find. Every little bit helps, right? Yeah. Remember, it helps you save money and get the best rates possible. Now, not everything is going to be perfect. Sometimes it's hit or miss, but even if you save $50, $100, $200 on a booking, yes, that's money that's back in your pocket, so you can explore even more. And our second tip, and it's kind of like a no-brainer, but it needs to be said, is make sure when you travel using credit cards with no international fees, and better if they're points cards that give you some type of points rewards for using them.
Yes, because those points you can convert them for maybe a free night at a hotel, or upgrading in a trip to a first class seat or a business seat or something like that, business class. Right,
and using a credit card also protects you when buying stuff. At least you have an added layer of protection, and some of them also give great refunds or great insurance when buying something. Gives you some type of recourse. So definitely look into using a credit card that has no international transaction fees. And that also goes for those of you who may one day live abroad. It's a good thing to have.
Yes. And on the same note, tip number 3 is ATMs with no fees.
Yeah, definitely something you want to check in with. Don't automatically assume that because you have no fees in the United States, you're not going to have any fees overseas. Now, we also live overseas, so we have a Charles Schwab account, and I highly recommend it. It has no international transaction fees, and it rebates, or refunds, ATM charges every quarter or so, I believe. But if you don't want to open up another account, like another banking account, you can also use Wise. And Wise, you can also not only use it as an ATM, you can also load it on your phone as a tap and pay, and you can get a physical card, ATM card, that you can use. Great thing about that is you can move money into that account in the currency you're going to use. So if you're going to Europe, you can load it with euros, and you can move money around. And also, if you're overseas and you need to get more money, ATM money out, you can online, via an app on your phone or on your laptop, transfer money into your Wise account in the currency you need. So it's really a great tool. Can't talk enough about Wise.
And definitely the fees, the international fees in credit cards and the ATM fees add up.
Yes, they do.
A lot.
And you also have to remember the conversion rate. Wise is really good, and a lot of times your credit card is better than the rate that you could get anywhere else on the conversion. So remember, I think we've talked about this before, but to say it again, always decline the conversion on the amount when you're taking it at the point of sale. Let your bank do that.
Okay, let's move on to tip number 4, and that is using Google Flights. Google Flights help you find the cheapest flights. You know, you have different options, of course. And it's a great tool to check for multiple airlines at the same time, basically.
Yeah, and destinations and departure areas. So especially if you're flexible, you put in, I want to leave DFW and I want to go to Europe, and it will give you tons of destinations, show you the best prices.
And it does have a feature where you can set up for a price alert, so they can notify you if there is a price drop on a certain ticket.
And it can also tell you if it's a good price. It will tell you this is about normal price you pay at this time. So
tip number 5, if you need another tool to search for flights, SkyScanner. It's a great tool, and it has a feature that it says fly to everywhere, which if you're very adventurous and you don't know where you want to go, just put there and it give you all the options, you know, for cheaper flights.
Kind of like Google Flights. It's just another tool you can use to search for the best price and save you some money so you can afford to travel.
Tip number 6, using a VPN for purchasing tickets.
Yeah. I mean, in today's world, VPN's a must no matter what. Buying tickets, being able to surf the web in other areas. VPN's a very important thing. Not only traveling, it protects you traveling, also when you live abroad, but when you change your location, sometimes you can get a better price on tickets. So it's kind of neat to go in there and play with it and change your location and see what the different prices are that you can get on the same flight.
Yeah.
We use NordVPN. There's a ton of options out there. We'll leave a link for NordVPN below.
If you need it.
Yeah, if you need it, it's something you can use. But I highly recommend it, not just for buying tickets, but for everything. It's nice to have an extra layer of protection in today's digital world.
Tip number 7, Wi-Fi Map App.
Using free Wi-Fi is a great way to save money when you're traveling, to avoid roaming charges and whatnot. And you can find Wi-Fi a lot of places, but if you're having a hard time finding free Wi-Fi, you download this app before your trip, and you can find Wi-Fi in areas around you.
Tip number 8, SIM card. You don't want to use roaming from your country.
Depending on who your cell provider is, it can get really expensive really quick when you're in Europe. I find that if I buy a SIM card wherever I'm going, if it saves me a lot, because even if I buy a SIM card for 2 weeks, if I spend $14 or $15, I am connected to the internet now. And because if you use other ways to communicate back home, say Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp, like the rest of the world does, you can use Wi-Fi to communicate with everybody, or data, I should say, data to communicate with people back home, confirm your reservations, download tickets, whatever you need to do, you can do it, and with peace of mind, knowing that you're not going to get hit with an outrageous bill when you get back home from your vacation. We hiked the Camino Santiago Trail in Spain, and we were there for a month, and I just popped into a cell phone company provider, and for, I want to say 15 euros.
I think so.
Yeah, it was something like that. It wasn't that expensive. I had almost 30 days of Wi-Fi, unlimited data. So it was really beneficial because walking the trail, we had access to maps, to make reservations for hostels and stuff that we're staying at the next day. So it really came in handy. Plus, again, nowadays you can use a bunch of different type of messaging apps to stay in contact with friends and family back home without having to give them a call on your cell phone number.
Tip number 9, BLCar app. We have not used this app yet, but we heard a lot about it. We read a lot about it, and it's very useful for rideshare.
And normally what it is someone who's going from one city to another who will be on the app will offer up seats in their vehicle, and it helps save them the cost of the trip, and it helps you get to where you need to go at a low fare. So when does this app come in handy? Well, let's say you're traveling and there happens to be a train strike or something happens and you need to get there and the way that you had booked is no longer available to you.
And it happened to us. In Italy, there are frequent public transportation strikes. So, you know, it happened to us multiple times.
And then what happens? Well, the buses start to fill up. Luckily, we were able to get a bus tickets, the last 2 seats on a bus getting to Florence. But if we couldn't, we would probably have tried to use BLCar.
We were able to solve it at that time.
Yeah.
You know, with a flexi bus, we were able to solve it with
Yeah.
that, other things. But the point is, it is a very useful tool
To have in case you need it. Yeah. And
to save you money.
And to save you money, because I guarantee it's probably going to be way cheaper than
Than a taxi.
And Uber isn't everywhere.
No.
Yeah. So you
No.
just got
For
to remember.
example, where we were in Luca,
Yeah, there was no Uber, but there was BLCar.
And the last tip is the WhatsApp app.
Everybody outside of the U.S. uses WhatsApp.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's available in the United States as well, and it's just basically using Wi-Fi data as a phone, as your phone.
So like he said, it's everywhere. You know, not only in Europe, but you will use it also in Latin America, for example. But it's also not just, you know, individuals using it, businesses, restaurants, hotels, doctors. So
in Europe, sometimes they'll send your prescription to your WhatsApp so you can take it to the pharmacy.
yes,
So
it's everybody uses WhatsApp. In the States, they still use SMS, so WhatsApp is not really, you know,
That popular.
But yes, everywhere else,
WhatsApp, yeah.
And it will save you money.
Yeah.
You know, of course, there are other ways to communicate back home if you need to, you know, like Facebook Messenger if you have Facebook and things like that. So.
Yeah.
We hope that this was a useful video. You know, save it for some ideas for your next trip.
Yeah. Is there anything that you use on your trips that we forgot? Hey, leave it in the comments below. We'd love to share it.
We're leaving you another video for you to watch, and see you in the next one.
Bye.